Talk about real life. I just hate talking about this kind of shit. Hey! Oh, wait, Jessica says not even. We're here at Quest for Play. This is the first time the three of us have been on the show together.
That's right.
Well, Daniel was here last week. He was just quiet.
I was. Yeah, I didn't feel well, you know? So I was kind of like, I'm just going to sit here and just, you know, show my pearly whites. Make everybody happy.
So today we're going to be talking about balancing work and relationships.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, though,
Great topic.
before we get into that, I am Joe. This is Jessica. That's Daniel.
I'm a lush.
Well, I guess we all are.
I'm a lush.
Hey, funny story. So, Daniel and I haven't been to Hermosa, like the bars in Hermosa.
Woo!
Last Thursday, I don't know why I had a moment of weakness, but we went in. We went into Sharky's.
Oh.
Okay, we walk in, and
chain.
Immediately we are greeted. And people are, hey, oh my gosh, oh, we're so glad you got, it's been forever, man.
Why,
Blah,
were you guys
blah,
used to be Sharky
blah.
Butterflies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
well,
were
no,
like,
not
what? They
butterflies,
straight up walked in and they said, what are you doing here? You should be doing interviews. And
Yeah.
then they just bought us, like, gave us free
Just gave
drinks.
free drinks and everything.
Okay, we're in Manhattan Beach right now. I keep forgetting you
It's
guys
in Hermosa,
are in,
yeah.
Exactly.
are in Hermosa.
So,
Okay.
yeah, but we've never, like, I think only time I've gone into Sharky's is probably if I'm like, I'm off early from work and I'm coming home and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to go stop it there. I'm going to probably get the tacos, whatever.
Is
usually on
Sharky's the
Tuesday.
Mexican place where
Yeah.
you order at the counter?
No. Well, kind of.
They have beer?
Oh, my God.
No, you're thinking of the other Sharky's,
Yeah.
where it's like I've been to that Sharky's.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like
Oh,
Sharky's
no,
with a
no,
Y.
no,
This Sharky's
yeah,
with two E's.
Yeah,
You're thinking of the other Sharky's.
yeah. But so when we get there,
I'm gonna take you there one of these days,
when
Jess.
we get there, that was the thing. Like, also you have to remember
Two
how much
Sharky's,
of a
Mexican
Hermosa legend Joe is. Had a birthday. We went ahead and iced him there. Like, we, snuck in, Smirnoff Ice, iced him there. They were like, okay, because you can't bring outside alcohol,
Right.
of course. They were
Yeah.
like, sorry, guys, we're really sorry, but we're going to have to kick you out. It's for the example, blah, blah, you guys get it. All right, fine. They set it up so that they could carry Smirnoff Ice in the bar. Specifically. So that when we did say, all right, we're going to really, really celebrate his birthday, we make sure we were there. So that's what happened.
That's
I'm
cool.
saying, Hermosa legend.
Well, it's done now.
Wow.
That legend is over.
They changed their inventory for you. That's a big deal.
Come on, right?
Legend's done.
That is really interesting.
I do. All right, so let's talk about this because we have. This has been the longest week of my life. It's only Tuesday.
Woo.
I want to talk about your week, Jess. What you been up to?
It's day 2 of the week, but
How was your weekend?
it was good. It was good.
I saw you. Hey, congratulations on your beautiful wedding pictures. Those are amazing.
Yes.
you.
At the-
Yes.
Thank you. Shout out to my friend Jeremy Hartman.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys look great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was all his idea. I was like, hey, let's just snap a few shots in front of my apartment building by a palm tree. And he's like, no, we're not going to do that.
He's like, no.
And we went to Vasquez Rocks. So.
The basket. Yeah, that's where Power Rangers was
yeah,
filmed.
Exactly.
That's where a lot of the Roswell was also filmed there.
My God,
But
you
you
just
guys look
circle around
great,
everywhere.
and you guys had different wardrobe changes.
Oh yeah, we did the
Hold
thing.
on.
You don't get married once, but thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
I may be twice someday. Who knows?
Hopefully once.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, usually, hopefully, once when you find it.
That's
you
the
know?
goal. Yeah.
That's the whole goal.
So your pictures are beautiful. Where can people
Thank you,
find
thank
those?
you.
Well, on your personal page. They're not going to see this. All right.
On my
All right.
Instagram.
On your Instagram.
Literally, yeah. Oh, it's not at Jess_Heidenreich.
What about you? How's your week been?
My week's been pretty good. Pretty good. Working and taking some classes.
Classes for what?
What kind of
Classes
classes?
to learn better, be better about myself.
Be
You
better
know,
a person?
Yeah.
I'm not. But I'm not teaching you.
Yeah,
That.
oh, well, yeah. Well,
I wanna
that's
know.
why, thank God. That's why I know I'm going to succeed in the class. You're not teaching me.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, you're a good person for you.
Why are you being ambiguous?
Oh, no, okay. Well, I'm...
Yeah, did you beat some? What do you
what
have to?
are you
Are these
talking about?
court
No.
mandate classes you
No,
have to take?
I know, right? Yeah, no. I'm trying to learn to be Batman. That's what I know. What I am doing right now, I'm taking some just classes towards what used to be my major originally, which was like more of a relationship, sex therapy, blah, blah,
Yes,
yada.
like we talked about.
So,
Okay,
yeah, I'm taking classes.
That's awesome.
That's all. So,
Just to educate yourself, or because
Yeah.
you want to go back and get the degree?
well, educate myself. I don't know about the degree, but it does help as far as the show.
Hey, Daniel and I are also
Yep.
going to a funeral on Friday. I don't know if I'm bringing this
Yeah.
up, but here's the deal. A close friend of ours from childhood's mother passed away.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry,
R.I.P.
guys.
I mean, it's a pretty big deal, but
Yes.
I have a question for you about that. Have you talked to the family?
Yeah, I have.
So I feel like a dick because I only talked to one of them today.
Well, that's the thing, and it took forever.
How close are you with them?
When I told you what happened, it took forever to even get in contact. I kept
I texted and they responded right. Everyone responded right away.
I kept trying to call and it was no answer. Like they would never answer, but they respond to text. And I was like, dude, I need to talk to you.
I text you right away,
let you know that I actually,
See, I haven't been in the position to have a parent, thank God, pass away. But I'm just saying, I feel like if you show up to the wake of the funeral, I wouldn't be like, why did you call me?
Oh yeah, right. No, exactly. Very true. Very true.
I mean,
my pop passed, and it was like, yeah, there were people that showed up. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know.
Yeah, but like if they didn't call you, you wouldn't be like, dude, why didn't you? I mean, I get what you're saying.
I wouldn't care.
Jessica, I could be your dad. Me and Ange, right?
You couldn't.
I could. That'd be a great fatherly advice.
No, we're 10 years apart.
Oh, you said we were pretty close in age when I talked to you earlier.
No, I said you and my mom are close. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that wouldn't work. But
I'm just gonna lead off.
My mom and wait, who do we decide is my mom?
Ro
could be my dad.
Ro could be your dad.
Wow, vodka? No.
I've been drinking. That's cool. Why do you think this conversation started the way it did?
Boy, oh boy.
Here's the thing though. I think that I'm terrible at dealing with people that pass like death. I'm terrible at.
I figured.
Why did you think that?
I just feel like you're detached from emotion.
Whoa! Hold on. This has been a thing this week.
I think what Joe does, because it's something that it's part of it, but I think what he is, he's a guy to compartmentalize.
Yeah,
and the way he does it, as far as his emotions, he puts them into little.
That's all I've been hearing all week is how detached I am to things.
Well, you even said it yourself. When you get sad, you just bury your head in work. You forget about it. Yeah. Instead of, I'm going to cry. I'm going to feel this for a minute.
Yeah, I buried my head in so much work that how many articles are getting published on Hashtag Show? Yes. Starting tomorrow, I'm burying my head in work. With that being said, I don't think I detach to things.
You have vices to cover up emotion.
You saying I'm an alcoholic now too?
No, I'm saying you don't deal with them in the moment. I'm saying you take a lot of time to deal with them. Sometimes maybe forever.
I don't like dealing with death. I don't like dealing with loss.
Is it because of the whole fear or worry concerning your mortality or someone close to you?
No, because I don't think actually at this point now I don't think I'm afraid of dying.
So is it a loved one's
I love myself a lot. I would never kill myself. I love myself.
Is it a loved one's mortality that it really when you think about that, it connects to you?
I think it's a very simple fact is that somebody won't be here and you can't see them again.
Yeah.
And I think that to me it's more so about that than it is about anything else. And just to let you know, at every funeral I've been to, not only do I cry, I like bawl my eyes out.
Do you really?
100%.
That was my other question: is if you cry?
I do. 100%. I just can't.
Well, that's close to home.
But it is. Well, yeah. But I can't contain myself because it's. Listen, I don't cry very often, but when I do, it's because of things are permanent.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And it's probably years of buildup at that moment.
Ooh, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But I think that it's situations like that. I can hold my emotions pretty well in all aspects of my life, with the exception of death.
I retract that statement then. I didn't realize that you let yourself get emotional. I'm glad that you do that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, thanks, Jess.
Yeah.
But that's probably the only time. But then I also become a recluse. So I hide myself away, except for when his dad passed away. It was his birthday, actually, which is
we had to bury my dad on my birthday. That was kind of tough.
But Did you hate your birthday?
No, because the thing is, even in our funeral wear, me and all my buddies, our little clique, we all took them out and we all celebrated.
Yeah,
we celebrated life.
It was great. Because my thing is, I'm able to move on with that whole thing. Because the thing is, like a lot of people, sometimes they cry because they never really got the moment to truly tell someone how they feel, how they love them, blah blah. I'm a person that you'll know it.
Yeah,
I will say it to you.
So there was nothing left unsaid.
It was nothing left unsaid. It was just like good. I miss you and I'm crying now. Then after that, I won't cry again.
Right.
And that was it. And it was like my dad always said that. You have to tell the person you love them. Because if you don't tell them now, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. But if you tell them now, you won't have to worry. Give them the roses while they're alive.
I have tons of regrets in life. Trust me.
Give them the roses now.
Yeah. So, no, I like that. I get that.
Yeah, so death is a hard part of. It's a part of relationships as well because people pass away. I mean, it's a circle of life kind of a deal, but it's not easy. It's not easy to deal with. I think that for me, it's the hardest part of life that somebody would have to deal with, regardless of if it's not anybody in my family. It's just the fact that somebody has lost something that they're not going to get back. At least not get back in this realm of Earth, I should say.
Yes.
Because whether it be the afterlife, whatever it may be,
Exactly.
that I think that anything's possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, my week has been very bizarre.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
So your week it's been busy. It's been a lot of.
Oh man.
Does it work in with what we're talking about right now? As far as like, because you're always busy. It has to be a balancing act.
I don't know. I don't know. Yep. This week has been great. It's been so busy. Josh and I earlier we were at I was doing a live stream for Sony Pictures, the home entertainment release of The Girl in the Spider's Web. Did I get that right? Sony would be really pissed if I got that wrong.
Yes, it is.
That was my biggest fear.
I have to make sure to say it properly. That's correct.
I was doing something with them that stressed me out for a lot of the week. Other situations that stressed me out for a lot of the week, but I don't know, man. And I think it is balancing work. I think this all comes down. It's all coming down to what I'm realizing, what I can and can't do. And I think this is the great topic of tonight of balancing work and relationships. You said that, are you afraid of your immortality? No,
just immortality.
But what I am afraid of though is balancing, making sure people still feel important in my life, but still making sure I get everything done.
Oh my God, that's in my notes.
And I think that is my biggest concern about anything. Making sure that everybody still feels because look, I have this bad rap in kind of like the community of not. Hashtag show has been doing really well, but I have this bad rap in this community that as the bigger we've grown, the less I've cared about people, and I don't think that's true. You obviously don't know that.
I don't know that.
But you do, and
say that, and I'm like, wow.
And I think that's obviously not true. But it's a time management thing. That becomes very difficult.
Like honestly, people say that about them, like, and they're like, "Oh my God, and blah, I can't believe you're still there." Hashtag, like they'll say stuff like that, and you're like,
I'm
really? And you're like, I can't. And they're like, well, because he's always busy. You can never even talk to him. I'm like, I'm his roommate. Yeah, I can. But even though, I'm like, yeah, if he's busy, if he can, he'll respond. You don't understand how much stuff.
Well, I mean, you have a pretty direct line to me. If you text, I'm gonna answer.
Right.
Exactly.
But I feel that certain people feel that like I brush them off or whatever it may be. And this isn't just talking about actual relationships. We're talking about even friendships.
Well, that's still a relationship, and that's the truth. And the thing is, with that, people do that, but they have to understand or evaluate. One thing I always suggest is kind of check in with self, find out where you are, because sometimes you're like, oh, well, they should respond to me immediately, but you don't understand that this person has a life and they're doing something. Sometimes check in on you and figure out if you even need to reach out and talk to this person. Sometimes you need to be like, oh, I can solve this on my own.
Or be understanding. Wow, he must be really busy. They're doing well. Good for them.
Exactly.
Shoot him an email.
They'll reply at some time.
You have such a, I don't want to say unique. You have, unique's the wrong word, but you definitely have you have this idealistic view of things where I think people should have your kind of view of like, when certain people do certain things, you're really proud of them. Even if you're competing for the same thing and they get it, you're really proud of people that come around you. Most people that I've met though aren't like that.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this cutthroat thing of like this kind of like backlash or this down talking. And I think that becomes such a toxic environment.
Yeah, it is. But there's room for everybody. I mean, I understand when you're competing for the same thing or what. There's always room. And if you don't believe that there's room, then you don't believe in what you're doing enough to make it happen. You know what I mean?
See, and that's where I think
there's room for it all. There's room for everybody to succeed.
When you say there's room about it and everything like that, focusing back on just like a direct connection or relationship as far as how that goes, like a person with another person or a significant other, I think one of the big things is time management.
100%.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the biggest things you can do.
Yeah.
Like know what you have and know how many hours you have in a day to be able to give to someone.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, some people, their hours may be like, look, I have 14 hours in my day that I can give to someone. Yeah. After that, I need to shut off and go away because I need to check in on me. So that's something that people should really kind of evaluate.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm one of those people too. Yeah. At the end of the day, I need downtime. I don't care what it is. If it's 10 minutes on my phone before I fall asleep, if it's a show, I need that decompression time because it's mine. It's the only part of my day that's mine, really, unless you're not giving it to other people or work or relationships or family or phone calls. And so that to me is really important, like just getting my head together and like, okay, regroup, this is my alone time. For me, it's very important. I know some people who don't need it, For me, I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, like I am, but there are some people, yeah.
Hey, wait, I have a question for you specifically, because you, a lot of people don't know this, but you were married. You said that in the After Dark.
Yeah.
So here's my question. When you were married, because I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
And I really want you to answer this honestly. When you were married, you disappeared from everybody's lives for a good portion of years. I don't blame you for that, obviously, because you were married and you had to doing your thing. Yeah. You had a daughter you were raising.
Yeah.
You kind of did your own thing for a long time. Talk to me about balancing your relationship at that point, and if there's anything you kind of would have changed about it. Or what did you learn, actually, is what I'm asking.
What I learned, honestly, from myself, besides the whole time management thing, is something that's very important. Also, proper prioritization. Figure out what's important and know where it goes in your, like, kind of schedule for your day.
Sure.
Or your week, your month, your year, your life. You know? Figure out, like, okay, hey, this is, like, for me, hey, this is my wife. You know, and I chose to stick to her like glue and just be like, all right, here we are. I'm too busy to do everything else. It's just wife, wife, wife. That's a mistake. Honestly.
Did you miss your friends?
A lot of people would say that. There are moments where, yeah, I definitely did. And I didn't go out with them. And the thing is,
your ex-wife loved me.
Yes, she did. She definitely did.
But did you feel that in the moment? Like, did you feel, ooh, this is kind of odd. I haven't seen Joe in months.
Here's the thing. Resentment. Resentment kicks in, and you start to resent who is taking away the time from everything else, and it becomes a wife.
Was that you thinking that's what she wanted, or did she say, this is what I need?
It's me thinking what she wanted.
So she wasn't even asking for that.
Well, no, but but the problem is also, with that, being that significant other of someone who chooses to just, all right, get rid of everything else and stick with just me, or, you know, stick with just me, after a while, you're like, oh, well, this is perfect. And then when that person chooses to go off somewhere, then, hey, where are you going? What's going on? Why are you stepping? Why are you changing our ethic?
Yeah.
And then that became a problem.
But
because
like,
it was
I wanted to hang out. I wanted to hang out with the guy. She's like, well, what's going on?
But in
like,
fairness,
you know?
to your relationship, then though, I will say this is that his ex-wife did make a lot of efforts, mainly because because we did a lot of double dates. We did a lot of like group dates with a lot of our other friends. Me and my ex-girlfriend would go out with you and your ex-wife. Me, you know, Sebastian and
oh God,
we got in a lot of trouble though because all of our friends know each other. But then like we would say certain things. Yeah,
there were particular things, like for instance, there were moments where it was like when I started to try to slightly integrate myself back into the group, and there are moments where it's like I do want guy time. So I'm like, all right, we're having fun.
Like, you guys are coming to that party, right? And he's like, and like, oh,
the thing
shit.
is, I was going to take her home.
It's gonna be a banger.
No, yeah, I was like, no, my goal, my whole thing was I'm going to take her home. Be like, all right, babe, blah, blah, you're tired. Yeah, I know you're tired, well, you know, tuck her in, do whatever husbands and wives do. Tuck her in, and then after that, with nothing but energy, because that's what I am, a speedball of energy, get up and say, all right, guys, I'm on my way, because now she's like, I'm okay, you know, and that was it. That's how we had an ethic of that way, and that's what I wanted to do. Once Sebastian mentions, oh, hey, yeah, we're going to go to that party, it's going to be amazing. What party? Fuck!
He got burnt out.
I guess. Out. So then I had to go with her to the party, and I'm sitting there the whole time.
Yeah, he got burnt out.
Now, if you didn't tell her about, if Sebastian didn't say that, would she have cared that you went?
No, I still tell her I'm gonna go. Like when I'm driving around, I'm like, look,
but you need to tuck her into the whole thing.
They went to a party thing. I'm gonna go because I want my guys' time. So it's like, cool. And she's like, yeah, you need your guys' time. That would have been her answer. Wow. So
yeah,
it's
my
like,
girlfriend
I'm gonna go. Yeah, his girlfriend knew, but then he still took her, like, all right, bye.
I'm all about the guy time.
I was like, I wanted my guy time. So I was like, I don't care. Everybody else can be doing whatever they're doing at the party. I just want to stand around with a drink and be like, yo, what's up?
Because you need it.
Here's one thing, though, Jess, that it's crazy, because maybe this is an outsider looking in. I think that you and Jordan have such a perfect relationship, though. You guys are the...
Thank you.
Well, you guys are a great... I love Jordan. I love Jordan. You guys are a great counterpart to each other.
Yeah.
And I think that however it works, whatever it is, whether that be trust, whether that be kind of like you guys know what you guys are doing, you guys have such a great balance on your relationship. So chat me up about how that all works and what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, when you get mad, when you don't get mad. But you guys make it work.
Yes.
It's almost seamlessly, though.
Yeah.
You want to know what it is? It's because there's trust. Trust eliminates a lot of the issues that I think a lot of people have in their relationships. Trust eliminates jealousy. Because a lot of the times when women are like, what do you mean you need guy time? they feel like, is it to look at other women? Is it to talk to other women? Is it to pick up women while I'm not there? Like, you don't know.
Nah, it's to talk shit about you.
Right.
That's what it's for.
I just want to get drunk and talk shit.
That's what I want to do. I just want to be like, yeah, fucking
right. I just need to
that, honestly, that's why I took Daniel out on Thursday, because I need some guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Where you're like, look, this is what's happening.
I was like, listen, man, you know... You know, Stephanie, it's...
okay. Yeah, but you can say whatever you need to say. You know, you're like, I fucking hate her, blah, blah.
I
don't
hate her. She's
great, but I mean, you know, you can say that to your friends. Your friends know that you don't, but they know the feeling. And then like, yeah, man, definitely understand. Then at the end of the night, they're like, but I still love her, man. Yeah, of course, man.
And it's better that you tell your friends than the person, because a lot of the time, it is just venting. And so that's why I think if you trust the person that you're with 100%, I mean, really, they've never betrayed it. You feel good about it. You can feel when people are... We've all been in relationships, or even had friendships where it was like, I don't know, something doesn't feel right. I feel like you're bullshitting me, or I feel like you're lying. Like, we don't have that, and so I think that eliminates a lot of the issues. And also, I love having our independent lives. I think that's really important. I asked my dad a few weeks ago. I said, you know, when we were home... Actually, it was for Christmas, a long time ago, whatever. And I had asked him, I was like, what's your biggest piece of marriage advice? And he was just like, it is hard, but have something that's just yours.
Yep.
Be it a hobby, something you like to do, go running, do something for you, one thing that makes you happy, or one thing that you need to do by yourself. Sure. And that's really healthy.
I love
because,
that.
You know, my dad brews beer. He's a home brewer.
You're what?
Mm-hmm. So he likes to brew, and that's his thing.
Hey, Mark follows me on Instagram. Mark, hook me up with some of that beer, bro.
Oh,
Mark,
it's awesome. I know. Actually,
you're possibly now the coolest dad in the world to me.
He is the coolest. He's the absolute
that's just
best
telling
dad.
You that, and I
just want to hang out with Mark and Ange. I feel like
they're a blast. And my
back.
stepmom. When you put them three in the room, I spent my 21st birthday with them because they're actually more fun than the college friends. I love my college friends. We drank, but there's something about hanging with my parents.
Man, I would love to do a show with your parents, like on this. Like, I would just love to have them do the show.
Ooh, oh my god! Oh my god! All three of them?
Okay, when are they going to be in town next?
That would
for
be
my
dope.
wedding.
To replace us, to
bring
have
them on.
those three.
You got to bring them
on instead of us. And then we'll throw them whatever the topic is, and we'll see if they can just run with it.
You got to bring them on.
That is so good.
I'm going to see if we can make that work. Logistically, I'm going to see if we could schedule that and make that work.
That would be so
hilarious.
Good. So what you found in your relationship is trust, obviously. But
trust, yeah.
Because I've only known, I want to say I only known maybe one of your ex-boyfriends in the past.
Yeah, you only met one.
And I will say this: Jordan by far is the most down to earth, one of the most down to earth dudes, and he's just fun. It's like I vibe with him because he has the same kind of mindset that I do. You know what I mean?
He's very self assured.
Yeah.
And so when you're self assured, you don't let little petty stuff get to you, and you also don't you don't think I'm being deceiving either. Mm-hmm. Like, you trust each other, and it's also like, I know I'm the shit, so why would I? And I love that confidence because it's very rare, and I would love to be as confident as he is.
# golden confidence, guys.
For real. I love that. But I do. I think that's part of it, the trust, and I think, having your own thing. And also, who doesn't want some alone time with their friends? I don't want to golf. I don't want to golf. I don't want to play basketball. I don't want to play pickup baseball. I don't want to play football.
You got a super chat there.
Boom.
Woo! What's What's up, Larry? Cheers, Lair Bear.
Cheers.
Thank you, Larry.
Oh, man. Look, wait. I can go to the restroom now. I can go right to the restroom.
Thank you so much, Larry Newbill, for that.
Larry.
I love the one part that you said about like having something for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting because like when you think about it that way, that's where now I'm thinking about you.
But it's simple.
Oh boy.
It's
no,
simple.
it is.
It doesn't have to be I have an apartment.
The thing is,
it could be just a hobby.
For you, your hobby, your retreat is honestly being direct.
I think you say drinking.
No, success. Literally,
work is your thing.
you kind of like get into work, and it's something that even though there may be moments where you're like, oh, this is so hard, you do like it. If you didn't, you wouldn't do it.
I love work.
And that's the thing. So how do you balance this? How does it work out for you? Because that has to be tough.
I think I've learned,
like, quote unquote, dating an artist, dating a creative has to be one of the toughest things.
So let me be 100% honest with you. I think that a lot of my success is driven by people that hate me. That's the honest to God truth.
Because the best revenge is success.
Yeah, give it to me. And it's like, give it
so
to me.
a lot of what I do is because like you got to understand, and I'm sure I don't know if you guys would, if you two would know this, but like now at this point, there's a lot of people that like me, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. But there's a lot of people at this point now that either are envious or jealous. or just don't like me for whatever
I don't
reason.
think they get you. I think
I'm a very hard person to understand. I agree with that.
It's just they don't understand, which isn't a reason to hate somebody either.
Sure, you understand me. You understand me.
Yeah.
But like, it's I'm a very hard shell to crack. I understand that. I completely get that. But certain people don't like me for whatever the reason may be. And for me, in my head, it's like, okay, well, if you don't like me, now I'm going to give you a reason not to like me.
You already are there.
If you're already there, now at this point now, I'm just going to do whatever it is that you're going to hate me even more. And I read a great quote today that was that said, and it brings us back to this, is that if people hate you and they still watch you, that's considered a fan.
Yep.
Guess
if they
what,
literally pay attention to you just to hate you,
it is still
P.S.
a fan.
They're watching. That's all I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to watch. So hate me if you must.
Interesting.
But the thing is, you're still watching.
Yeah, but that's my big
You
driving
follow
goal.
people on Instagram where you're like, I just don't like, and then you unfollow them, or you stay there, and it's like, well, you're still staying here.
But hate watching.
Even with exes, I've also known that, like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I all of you girls that I've dated in the past, I see you guys watching my Instagram stories. I know who's watching. I know who's not.
Yo.
It's not a secret.
I just found out. Honestly, I'm gonna say this because
say it.
My current ex watches a lot of my stuff. She made
your
different,
current ex. Won't she always be?
Well, yeah. Just my most recent ex,
Sure.
whatever. Yeah. She watches a lot of my stuff now, more than she ever did before.
Kind of feels good, doesn't it?
Oh God, it feels good. But so much so that I'm gonna talk about you. She made a new account, like Instagram account.
To stalk you.
Yes. Well, not probably just stalk me.
Well,
I mean,
just
a lot of
to
people
be
do like to do what they call Finstagrams, which I call fake Instagram accounts.
Okay.
Finstagrams, and people make the Finstagrams all the time, and they're just like they're just boom, 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 boom. That's what's happening. So she made one, and it's like just to watch, and I'm like, yo, I'm so excited.
I don't think. My whole thing about this is
I get it.
Yeah.
It's not about being petty. What it is about, to me, it's a motivation. It's motivation to tell me that, you know what, this relationship didn't work out. Bury your head into work and just fucking do it. The right person's going to come along when they come along. Embrace it. And if it doesn't happen, keep grinding.
So have you experienced that in your current relationship though, where like, because you are.
I'm not going to talk about my current relationship, but I'll talk about my
like
past.
maybe in the past, like balancing that. What's been the biggest issue? Was it you neglecting?
Actually, I'll talk about my current relationship.
I knew you couldn't resist.
No, I'll talk about the past one first though. But my whole thing is this: is that one of my relationships ended because I didn't want to get married. And the reason I remember
wanted different things out of life.
Well, I remember us being at a sushi restaurant and her sitting right next to me and her saying that, like, and was showing me the plans and everything, and her being just like, listen, I know, like, we're gonna get married this year. It's been at that point, it'd been 6 years we've been living together, and she was like, if we're not married by the end of the year, it's gonna be over. And I remember thinking, I think this is gonna be over then. And at that point, I wasn't ready, and it's mainly because I wasn't able to achieve what I wanted at the time. Even now, it's even worse because I'm not here all the time. I have to go travel. I have to do this. I have to do that. I don't think that's a great way to start a marriage at all, really. I'm not
gonna say you can do both. You can still succeed and be married, but you're saying the way you work, you knew. I knew that it was. I would start this marriage off.
It's like being a doctor, right? Yeah. Like you're going to be always on call. You're always going to be doing your thing. Now it's even worse because at that time I was just in production solely. But now I also know that it's just kind of like all of this is always fluctuating. It's always sending me to different places. Always having me to do these different things. I don't necessarily know. I think it's a little different now though because I know that I'm older, but also know that I have. I don't have necessarily the time I did in the past, but I definitely have the means to what I want to do, but I'm not exactly where I want to be. So for me, maybe I'm a perfectionist. Maybe I know exactly where I want to be, and then I'll figure it out. But it's just like,
well, here's the question, because part of my notes right now where I said one of the things that you need to do is recognize where you are as far as like self-evaluate. You need to be able to check in and see if you may be stretching yourself thin as far as professional.
You think I'm stretching?
No, I'm asking. Like, these are things that sometimes you want to check. Like, if you're stretching yourself thin, as far as like, okay, I'm giving myself to this, as far as professionally. I'm giving myself this socially. I'm giving myself this as far as family. Now I have to also give myself this for that relationship. The thing is, it's like now you've given all this. Where are you?
Yeah.
Do you have any part of you? It's like if you're giving too much. So that's something you want to know. And then also something you want to kind of think about is, did you ever have the conversation? Not you, but like when it happens to be that way, or when you're dating a creative or anything. Did you have the conversation that lets them know, look, right now, when it comes to prioritizing my success, my goal, my drive is right now prominent.
In the current relationship, that I find myself in. Is that a bad way of saying that?
No. It may be. My current relationship.
We understand.
Just say my current relationship.
But there's people watching.
Don't say maybe current. Yeah, just my current relationship.
My current relationship.
That's it.
That I find myself in.
Nope,
I think that.
Well, okay. All right.
I think that I've expressed that 100%.
Okay.
1000%. I've said like, listen, I'm a career first guy. And she knows that.
And does she? And do you?
I don't know. Let's call it. Let's find out.
No. And do you know where? Do you know where she is as far as what's priority for her?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Is it like is she also
this talk always comes up about two things always come up: kids and marriage.
Okay. Good.
I've told you that.
Yeah. Well, that's something that does happen.
Did you guys talk about that before you got into a relationship too? Because I feel like when you get to a certain age, biologically, you do need to have that conversation.
See,
you know what? Jokingly,
women feel. Men don't.
Well, we have to.
No, it's the thing.
Because if you want to make that a priority, physically,
so
you
jokingly,
have until, 40?
Yeah, that's true.
Jokingly, in the past, we were
Sometimes
like, if we're not married, if I'm 35 and you're whatever, we're gonna get married. I'm 36 now, and it's like, oh wow, that time is actually. But it's a joke, obviously, it's a joke. But yeah. Anyway, we got a phone call.
Oh.
That's called Saved by the Bell. Hold on, we're going back to the past.
Oh God, wait,
You're like Bishop. We got to go back to the past.
I'm not saying it.
Like not here at the same time. Is it? Okay, all right, I'm done.
Jonathan
I'm done, Black Wing.
He's
done with this joke.
Wait, we got a super chat though.
Hold on, here's the moment to read the super chat, and then we're coming right to you, my friend. The super chat from Larry. What's it say?
The X comes out at night. 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 LOL,
that's true.
My version.
The X comes out at night. The X comes out at night.
Speak of the devil.
The X comes out.
Do you think she's watching us right now?
Your GF.
Possibly. So
Thank
what
you,
is up, Black Wing 2040? This man is amazing. This man is the man, the myth, the legend continued. You are. Look at you sitting there you're sitting there like an evil genius. Could you put your hands? Could you just kind of steeple your hands for a moment? God, I love it.
Computer chair, I love it.
I love it. And he does the voices.
It's a little CEO
he's like,
in there.
I don't know. You should you should start your call with your chair turned around and then turn over.
Wait, would you have done that in your younger days?
I would have done that. I would have done that. I would have done that.
I should do that. I should start doing that. Thanks for the idea.
Like, turn around. Hello. Hashtag.
Wait, where were we when you were like, I was looking out of a window and we're at a.
Remember? Yeah, we're at some con, and I was doing the hand thing. The city will be mine. I did a whole Kingpin thing. I have moments where I want to do things that cinematically work well.
But, I think that works.
Anyway, talk to your younger self. You have any advice for your younger self?
Well, no. Let's see what are you calling in with, man? What do you got for us?
Okay. First of all, regarding the whole balanced relationship, life and work thing, I can definitely understand that. But for me, in my case, I don't know. All right. I'm basically in the point of my life right now. Priority number one is to finish school, basically right now, and I'm like halfway done. I got my associates.
Nice.
Congrats, man! Congrats. No, hey, some people need it.
Drop out.
No, don't drop out. Don't drop out. You didn't drop out.
Hang in there.
Don't drop out.
Thank you. As I was saying, so priority.
That's your older self talking to you, not what not to do.
I didn't drop out, man.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, making me lose my train of thought, Joe. Shut up.
Hey, can you guys do this for me, like a mirror
thing? I knew you wanted. No,
pretend
go
like
ahead.
each other?
Keep going.
Anyway, so yeah, priority number one right now is to finish school at the moment, and after that, I'm trying to work myself into stepping forward into like the acting world, because that's what my passion is. Be an actor / voice actor as well.
Holy shit, that was you too.
Huh? What?
You joined the theater.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, I was in drama club. This is ruining your story. Go ahead and finish.
This is amazing.
Go ahead and finish.
I think.
Thank you.
Joe's trying to derail it.
Shut up,
Go ahead.
Joe. Shut up.
This is amazing. This is
Anyway, so, but for the relationship aspect, it's slow. It pops into my mind in and out from time to time. There are moments where I think about like, man, I really need to get a girlfriend, and then there are moments where like, you know what, I'm good where I'm at, but it's just for myself. I'm like I tell you guys, I don't get out much. I'm sort of like an introvert, and I for alone time. Like I said, I barely get out. I'm always alone. Like, I mean, the only time I see my friends is like, you know, we make contact over the phone and everything, in classes and all that. But other than that, I just like I don't really do much of anything.
Question.
Yeah.
Is that
Good.
by
Go ahead, Dwight.
Yeah, right. Question. Is that by choice, or is it just because of what's happening in life, where it's like, I'm not going out? Is it an actual choice you're making?
I would say, yeah, yes and no, because like, look, I don't go anywhere like unless I'm invited. That's basically my thing. If I'm not invited, I don't show up.
Time out. Jessica and I had a challenge for you last week, and it was to do something that scares you.
I like that.
Did you do it?
No, I did not do it, Joe.
You fucking moron.
That's okay.
Okay, no.
No, it's not okay, Jess.
Why?
Don't let him off the hook
No,
that
no.
easy.
No, I have a soft
question.
spot in my heart. No,
I have a question
fine.
as to, well, why not? Why aren't
That's
you
what I
stepping?
would ask.
Why haven't you chosen to step out?
Hey,
of your
let me just
comfort
tell you one thing. You're not going to find love if you're not doing anything. That's like saying, hey,
Well,
I'm going to look for treasure, but I'm going to sit here in my room and do that.
Well-
That doesn't make any sense.
well, not in his room, but he does go.
Where is he right now?
He's at home.
All right,
now,
then.
But
Here's what I'm
come
saying.
on, he still does things. He goes to school. So I mean,
Wait,
there's
Great.
always
I have
opportunity
a good
people at
question.
school.
Great. Well,
Jonathan.
did he do challenge at school?
Well, he may. So.
Did he do
He
it when
hasn't
we
done
had
it
requested
yet.
it? No.
Here's what you have to
It's
ask.
hard
Wait,
to
wait,
step out
time
of
out.
your comfort zone, man.
Jonathan, did you think about what that thing would be? Did you
Yes.
even decide on what that small baby step to step out of your comfort zone would be? Did you give that any thought?
To be honest, no, I didn't give that any thought either.
Okay.
Well, dang, you just didn't care at all.
It's not that I didn't care. It's just, you know,
I just heard it.
A little bit. Sorry.
Like I'm going through a lot of challenges right now, and you know I'm working, still going to school at the same time, and on top of that I'm turning 21 next month, so there's a lot of stuff going on.
Time out. I'm going to tell you right
I
now.
missed that last part. What?
He's
21.
turning 21.
Woo!
Listen,
Happy birthday.
young
Next
Daniel,
next month.
let me just
Oh,
tell you
it's
right
gonna
now.
be an event.
That's what you need to do for
You're
your
not
21st.
going through more challenges than I am right now. So, what I want to tell you to do is I'm going to reissue the challenge. Do something that fucking scares you. If you don't, I'm going to slap Daniel so hard that you're going to feel it because he's your present.
Well, that's not gonna happen. So,
That is not gonna happen.
but I do think. Well, you know what? You need to go ahead and try to step out of your comfort zone. It's something that can help build one character, and two, it does help as far as feeling assured, feeling that bit of self-assurance. Man, I mean, you gotta step out. You gotta do something different. And when you do that, you'll see that you'll learn a whole lot more about yourself.
And coming
You'll
from
realize-
somebody who I do live in a lot of fear a lot of the time.
You?
No, I do.
Get out.
That's all anxiety is, or stress, or whatever. It's just all fear anyway. So for somebody who gets nervous, the more you do it, it's like a muscle. The easier it is. The stronger you get, then you build that confidence because you're like, well, I've already done that, so what's this? I've already done this.
You guys want to hear a funny story about Jessica?
Build on it.
So,
I love the look. Oh my god!
Because I don't know what it's gonna be.
The eyes cut so deep. I felt it.
I met Jessica casting for a show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a true story. And your
Hey.
nickname was Squeak?
The squealer.
Squealer?
Squealer.
Hit the video. I'm totally kidding. I'm joking.
Oh my god.
That would have been so good. That would have been so good. That would've been
I'm
so
sure
good.
I'm sure that it's
We can
somewhere.
find it.
I
We
can't
can
find
find
it,
it.
but
Oh.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
Whoever thought that show was a good idea, putting somebody with a sports bra in an ice bath with no makeup on at 5 a.m, please. All right, I regret that decision. Except I did meet you guys, and that was the point.
Huge Me Too moment. I don't know. It's my opinion.
No, it was like a big musical chairs. It was like Wipeout meets musical chairs, and so you're like going through all these challenges.
So any of you out there, Google 06.
Yeah, right. I wasn't
and you'll find some Jessica. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But, I mean, I feel like it needs to be found.
It's so...
Anyway, just wanted to also say this as well, because I know you guys don't know me, but, you know, I see you guys literally on screen, like, every week.
We know you. We know you, man.
We know you.
We're all friends. That's why I fuck with you. Or mess with you. Can I say fuck?
Yeah, we can say it. It's after 9.
Might as well. Okay, so, yeah, it's just, you know, when you have... I know, Jessica, you probably relate to this as well. You know, when you try to, you know, be a perfectionist, you just don't want anything to, like, you know, mess up ever again. Especially, you know, I know we go through life, we make mistakes, like, literally all the time. But we always try our best not to make those same mistakes again. That's what I always try to do. I sometimes kind of feel like, you know, back in my mind, I think about the past a lot. And in a way, Joe, you might like this. I feel like I relate to Ryan from Like Be Rescued because of all, you know, bad things or like say people I may have hurt, and it wasn't intentionally, it was unintentionally. Sometimes you go through life thinking like, am I really that bad of a person, or people still thinking me as the good person that I am?
Listen, you're a really good guy. I mean, honestly, no, all bullshit aside. You're actually a dude that's pretty chivalrous, and you try to uphold this kind of old school of thinking of what a gentleman is. I think, though, that we're getting into a zone where that's not lost, but it's evolving. And I think that, I honestly do think that you should really do things that are going to challenge you. But I know Daniel has a lot more.
Well, no, I'm saying I agree with you.
Mistakes are going to happen anyway. That's the other thing, is they're going to happen regardless, even if you're trying your best. And you're one of those people who wake up and they try their best in everything they do. I'm sure you're a great worker at work, you're a great student, you're a great son, you're a great friend. But the mistakes are going to happen anyway. So if you don't at least try to step out of the comfort zone, you know what? It's going to be a boring human experience. Yes. And you don't want to live in this box of fear, you know what I mean? It is very liberating, and you have a lot more fun and you just build a lot more and grow a lot more when you do step out of that comfort zone a little bit. But it's going to happen anyways. I mean, if mistakes are going to happen, you may as well take risks doing it.
Toku has a great comment about you. He says, it doesn't sound like you're a perfectionist. It sounds like you're afraid of failing.
That's the thing. And that's what I was going to say. F the fear. You've got to learn to be able to just, you know what? Step up to the throne with boldness. You have to be able to be like, yo, you know what? I know who I am. There has to be a moment where you have a level of self-evaluation and you realize that you are a good person and you're not worried about what everyone else keeps trying to evaluate you as. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of people will evaluate you and they're going to do it on a sliding scale that's going to actually bring you down versus what you see yourself. You have to take the time to realize who you are. Don't be like on Insecure, don't be Lawrence. Because the thing is, Lawrence was so concerned with what everyone else thought about him. Lawrence ultimately had that moment where that girl told him, and this is after 9 o'clock, where she said, you know what? You're a fuckboy who thinks he's a good guy. You'll end up being that if all you do is worry about what everyone else thinks about you. You need to realize that, you know what? I am a good person. Now, let me go ahead and do something for me. Stop living your life for everyone else. Stop living your life for mom and dad. Stop living your life for your brother. Stop living your life for the teachers. Stop living your life for the friends. You have to learn to be able to enjoy you and live your life. If you don't do that, it's going to ruin you, man. Trust me. I'm just telling you. And this is coming from...
This is coming from your future. This is coming from your future.
This is coming from someone who,
this is coming from someone who did the same thing up to a particular point and realized, I can't continue to live for everyone else. And it came as a big moment when my mother was the one that said that to me. And it was like, wow, she's even evolved. And I've been stuck here, not evolving, not changing.
Give me the vodka.
So that's what I'm telling you. You need to take that time to kind of just realize there's more.
Also, taking the step itself is not a failure. Like, for instance, if I moved out here to be a host and I don't make that happen and I end up having to switch and I have to end up switching careers, As my friend, would you say that I'm a failure? No.
No, I wouldn't say you're a failure.
But
I would say you're a good. I would say you're a good person who's still continuing to move on to continue push forward.
Right. So talk to yourself the same way you would talk to somebody else that you care about, a friend or whatever. Have those same conversations with yourself. Like, well, maybe it didn't work out, but you know what? At least I had the guts to ask her out, or at least I had the guts to show up to that party where I didn't know anybody, or at least I had the guts to talk to that person that intimidated me, and we ended up having a great conversation. So they're not failures. Not doing it is the failure. You know what I'm saying?
Time out. Let's be 100% honest about one thing. You'd be one of the best hosts that are on any kind of form of entertainment.
Thank you. I was just trying to prove a point.
No, but you really would be. Listen, opportunities come and go, but I feel that and you've gotten opportunities before, but I feel that people are sleeping on Jessica. You're an amazing host. Listen, you're one of the wittiest people I know, honestly.
I don't sleep on Jessica at all.
You're pretty witty. From the first time we ever worked together, you're really witty. You know what's going on. You do your research. You know what's up. I think that, hey, can we start a hashtag of how do we get a campaign going for Jessica to be a host?
Oh my God, yeah. We have to think of a really good hashtag that just kind of runs.
No, you're really good at this stuff, though. You're natural.
Do you want to do it where it's say yes to Jess?
That works.
I like sleeping on Jess. I love that.
Whoa. Sleeping on Jess.
Whoa, that sounds like a pornography.
No, what? No. Because you don't sleep on someone when you're having sex. It's it's kind of horrible.
No, but I do appreciate that. But do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't consider myself a failure if it doesn't work. I just, navigate in a different direction.
But your destiny is definitely hosting. I don't think that's a question.
You. I hope so. I love it.
But Blackwing, your destiny is to give it a fucking try. That's all you got to do, man.
And we believe in you, and you're going to be great. And who cares? Just let go of the fear, at least a little bit.
They're already coming up with their own hashtags.
FTF,
Jessica, my personal host.
Ooh, comic book realtor. Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, man.
Yes.
Yo, do something next week. If you call in next week, you better have a fucking story. Or I'm gonna slap your lips right off your face.
Look, ultimately, whatever it is, when you take that step, revel in the fact that you chose to take that step. It's something that ultimately you still have the power in what you're doing by taking that step. You are controlling your destiny in that way. So look at it that way. I am actually taking control of my destiny in my life by taking a step. You don't want to sit back years from now, look back and be like, everything could have been different if I just. Take the first step. Because after you take the first, the second is easier. So is the third, so is the fourth.
Now let me tell you,
your foot right in front of the other. That's all you're doing is walking.
Let me tell you another thing. Regret, as much as people want to say, oh, I don't believe in regret, I'm all about regret. The fact of the matter is this. Regret makes you who you are. I embrace it. I know the things that I've regretted in life. And I'm not one of those people that are going to be like, oh, I don't regret anything. I absolutely regret a lot of things. But it's what's taught me the most about who I am right now.
Yeah.
So what I would say is embrace your failures, but relish in your success.
Yeah.
And actually make an effort, though.
That's if we had a rainbow, like these is Samaro, it would be embrace your failures, relish in your regrets. I love that. That's it.
You're great. Just believe that.
Thanks,
Trust
guys.
me. We see it, we know it, and we communicate with you possibly 3 times a week, and that's it. And it's only for a short amount of time, and we recognize that greatness in you. You need to take the time to recognize it in yourself.
I agree.
Honestly.
All right, Blackwing. Next week, I better have a fucking story. I'm going to slap that pubic hair mustache right off your face.
Oh, jeez.
But that's next week. You better have a story for me.
Bye, man.
Deal?
Love you, dude.
Thank you for calling,
Deal.
Jonathan.
No problem.
Throw it up. Throw it up.
I didn't see it.
Yes.
All right, man.
Yes.
We'll talk to you next week, man.
Why is there a cat there?
I don't know why there's a cat there.
Is he becoming a cat lady? Is he becoming a cat lady? Is that it? He's going to be a cat lady now?
But it's an evil lair. Yeah.
I love it.
I do want to talk about something that it is pretty important, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is balancing anything in a relationship is not easy.
Yeah.
Friendship, work, it's just not easy. But why?
Way to bring that back around.
Well, I feel that like I said, there are some things that people still forget to do. Like we said, all those other things. There's one thing that people always forget to do sometimes, which is check your ego.
What? I have an ego?
Never, like, for example, never have a moment where you tell your significant other that your job or anything else is more important than them.
Well,
even if it is, don't do that.
I would just say,
how would you take it if someone said, well, you know what, my job's more important than you? It's like, well, okay, so that means we're breaking up right now. I mean, that's exactly what it means. You're like, no, that's not what I meant. So why say it? Like, you know, check your ego and realize that sometimes, you know, even though...
But I think that's a defense mechanism, because I feel like when you say certain things like that, that's more so of saying that, like, you know what? I'm going to use this as an excuse if things don't work out.
Yeah. But that's the thing. And it's
I
like
think if you communicate, though...
That's my next thing.
Like, okay, so if I felt neglected and there was no communication about it, I would feel really crappy about it. But if Jordan said, listen, these next few weeks are going to be hell.
Yes.
I need you to just bear with me. I'm going to do my best to make sure we're on the same page. But if it doesn't happen, just please hang in there. It's only going to be temporary. I literally would be, if he did not talk to me for another 3 weeks, I'd be like, I get it.
Well, see,
because you told me and you care. As long as you acknowledge it, then I can go, oh, I am cared about because I'm acknowledged.
Well, that's the whole thing where it's like, it goes on to another thing where it's like, check your roster. Yeah. Realize that you are in a relationship, which means you're in a team. You're in a unit. It's not just you anymore. Sometimes you're going to have to realize that you need to lean on them instead of leaning on to yourself. Because the thing is, when you try to lean on yourself, unfortunately, there's nothing else there. You're going to fall over. So realize, well, usually when you're alone, you're single, you're leaning against a wall. But when you're with someone, you usually always have them there. And if when they're not there, take the moment to find them and lean back on them.
Yeah, I think I have a different view on this. I think that for me, it's be in a relationship when you're actually ready to be in a relationship. Not saying I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that understand where you are, understand what you want, and understand what somebody expects from you. Because if you can't fulfill any of those needs, it's bound to fail. I will say this, is that the hardest part about a relationship isn't necessarily being in it, it's maintaining it. And I think that you have, communication, 100% right. And there's so many, and the older you get, the harder it gets. Because there's so many different circumstances that run through that.
Very true.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I found also, when it comes to the harder it gets, it's because
I feel like being in a relationship makes you better on this show, actually. Like, I actually have a purpose here now.
Well, you had great stories before, but now it's relevant, so now we can get fresh.
Like, for me, I know my thing was in my most recent relationship, it was sometimes the lack of communication. And that's a big thing, where you have to be able to communicate, and you have to be honest, and you have to be humble. You have to be able to tell the person, you know what, this is a fear I have. This is a concern. This is a worry. And then allow them to take that in, and then be able to communicate back to you, or it's like, okay, well, maybe they have an answer. Maybe they don't. Who knows? But the thing is, when you do that, you leave that window open for full communication. It helps and also works with trust. It also works with, again, checking your roster, seeing who's on your team, because they will go ahead and give you that feedback if they can. And it's helpful. It's helpful. You know, you need a cheerleader. I think everyone at least should have one. And it's like great to know that, okay, your significant other is exactly. But without that, sometimes, and you're like, okay, well, I'm on my own. Well, then, yeah, that's it. You're on your own. But
I think you're just adjusting. Because I think for a while you haven't had somebody in your corner. It's just been
you.
you.
Why would you blame me for everything? What are we talking about?
No, I'm giving you credit. No. I'm just giving, okay, in general, I'm just saying I think, I guess I don't have to make it personal.
You can say, go ahead, because we're doing a show. I mean, I'm going to be pretty open with this.
It is concerning.
I just think it's an adjustment. I think you are in control of your life at all times. You know exactly what you want out of business. You're driven. You're like there. And so I think having somebody who does make your life better is also still a distraction.
I don't know why I did that, actually.
She does. With somebody that makes your life better, it's still considered a distraction, and I think you're adjusting to that positive distraction.
No, I half agree with you.
That's what I'm gathering.
So
but yeah, only you know.
What's the half? What's the yes half and what's the no half?
I agree with half of what she said.
Okay.
And the other half of that is that, you know, maybe it's a self-reflection thing of me understanding that I understand where my life is going, and I don't know right now if. Oh man, I shouldn't say.
Okay,
this.
I'll say it. No, I'll say it because I understand this. This is something that creatives deal with. I know the trajectory in which my life is going, and I don't know if the trajectory.
I'm done.
No, you didn't know. And
I know what you mean. We know what you mean.
You didn't foresee having someone with you during this level or during this bit of trajectory. That's what you didn't see. That's okay. And the thing is, because you didn't see it, you didn't know.
But then the harder part for me, and which I talked to you about a little bit, and you kind of know this too, is it's somebody I've known for a very long time. So for me, it's like if things don't work out, how does that really affect my friendship, opposed to how does that kind of go with everything else? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the harder part for me is that I've never really been in a relationship with somebody that has been a good friend for such a long time.
Oh, I see.
It just out of the blue, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, when I dated one of my exes who was a good friend from high school, that's just the risk you take. Like, you blur those lines in hopes that it really does work out and we're going to give it 100%. And if it doesn't, let's try our best to be on the same page. It's going to take some time. Mm-hmm. It's going to be weird for a little bit. Well, if you break up, you're going to need that time to, like, heal, let the dust settle, but there's always time for reconciliation. And if you guys have that many years under your belt as a friend, unless something horrendous happens or you two really
but look, we have a little text thing that she even says, like, meeting you now is completely different than meeting you then.
That's
many years have passed.
That's actually a good sentence.
I hate meeting you now. Whatever.
No, that's fine. That's a good sentence, because the thing is, it's like, they immediately, what they're telling you is, I recognize the change, which means I see and understand the growth. The thing is, I'm still here.
My fear, though, and being completely candid on this show, if she's watching, whatever, but being completely candid on this show was I ready for that, though?
And
if you weren't and you are still here, the question is, are you ready for what else may come? Have you okay, good. Have you adjusted to what is happening?
Nope.
Are you open to adjusting?
I like my life.
Well, your life now does consist of that person as well. So that means you like being with that person then.
I like my life.
Okay, so then yeah.
I like my life.
And with that, okay, and you like your life, which means that you should also like the change. You should like what you're telling Blackwing to do.
I'm so sorry if you're watching this right now. I apologize.
No, but what the thing is, you should be taking your own advice. Take that step into the unknown. That is something different for you.
I did.
Fuck the fear.
You brought up a great point too. Is that the last time I was in a relationship with somebody that was involved in all of this. Mm-hmm. That was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's now you're dating somebody completely removed.
I think honestly the one thing I actually learned from that was that never date somebody that you're like working with in that kind of level.
Oh,
it's the worst decision you can ever make.
I feel like you're also correct me if I'm wrong. Are you thinking, like, in this relationship, all you keep thinking about is, but if we break up, are we still going to be friends? Because clearly that friendship... Kinda. So you're already, like, you're preemptively tainting it before it even begins and gets good. Like, you're already planning the breakup.
Yeah, I think that's a mental... Like, how do you get... I mean, you can't really get away from that, though.
Well, you jump. You hold your breath and jump.
I don't know about if I'm out.
That's all you do.
You're telling Blackwing to do it, but you can't do it?
I've done it tons of times.
Okay, then why don't you do it now?
Well, how come Blackwing hasn't done it yet?
Who cares about him? Is it your advice?
Blackwing didn't commit to anybody.
Time out.
You are giving him advice.
Time out. I'm doing it now currently.
Okay, so then continue. Stop. But what I need you to do, what you need to do.
I feel like tomorrow is going to be my text messages full of apologies.
I don't.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
I don't think so.
I had a lot of vodka.
What's wrong with saying, hey, you know what? I have a fear.
You're just you're expressing
nothing's
fears.
wrong with saying, hey, I have a fear. That means I'm a human being.
No. I'm good with fear.
Okay.
I'm good with all of that, but you got to think about things logically.
No, you don't all the time.
I didn't say all the time, Jess, but you got to think about things. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a planner. I know I want to predict where things are going to go.
You can't predict relationships, man. You can't predict life and love. Those are the two things.
How did this turn around on me?
Well, we're having a conversation and we're being honest, man.
I feel like every week now is going to be about me.
No.
This is out of love. We're saying it because we care. If we didn't care, we'd be like, on to the next.
Like, I wish I was here for the social media relationship things, because that's a thing I'm dealing with.
You?
Yeah.
What?
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah. Well, okay, I've been pushing myself on social media, blah, blah, yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. And by doing so, now, for example, okay, I'm a creative and I need a creative outlet. So about roughly a year ago, I created an Instagram that I won't discuss, but I created an Instagram for an outlet.
Big Dick Dudley?
So, yeah, pretty much. So it's just pictures of my penis. It's just, that's all it is. And people love it.
Very
They're going
creative.
crazy over it. It's very creative. It's like, look.
Battlestar Gajatica?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, what is that? Oh, it's a beret on my penis. You know, whatever. No, but honestly, so I write. And I've posted some of the things that I write online. I don't tell anyone, hey, this is blah, blah, but I'm doing it. And so I'm getting feedback. And it's okay, even though, hey, I'm not looking for the feedback. Because honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I have an idea when it comes to social media. If someone chooses to share, that's what they're doing. They're sharing. If someone says, hey, tell me what you think, that's when they're looking for your opinion. But unfortunately, when it comes to social media, when you share, you're leaving yourself open for anyone's opinion, so you got to deal with it. That's how life is. Sure. So that's exactly what happens. With that, I'm getting people sending me DMs, conversations that they're having with me concerning the things that I share. And with that, some women have been like, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah.
In a good way?
Oh, in a good way. In a good way. And it's been like, okay, great. So now I'm going on dates due to social media. And it's like, okay, this is rather interesting. And they're like, oh, well, you know, I want to discuss the things that you've written or blah, blah, whatever. And so now that's been happening a lot, frequently. And with that being the case, it's like, oh, geez, relationships. Now I'm like, I'm doing the thing that I said I was not going to do, which is I'm dating multiple people. And I have the conversation with them, which is like, when I'm with you, I'm with you. When I'm not, I'm not. Which means, as I'm telling you this story, I'm telling you this sentence, P.S., I'm telling so many other people this as well. If that's something you can deal with,
and they know that up front.
Yeah, that's the conversation.
Oh, boy. Somebody's watching.
If it's not, then not. You know? That's the whole thing. And so with that conversation, it's working that way. Mm-hmm. And it's working in a way where it's like, oh, my God, I'm actually utilizing social media for dates. And it's
an
interesting.
Opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
If somebody's saying, listen, I resonate with what you're posting, I kind of like it, you're funny, can we meet?
Yeah,
What's the difference of you being on that or Tinder?
See, that's the thing. That was on my private one. Now, all of a sudden, because I made a joke on my public one, people are hitting me up on the Battlestar Galactica one because of just like a joke I said, where it was like, it was the picture of, oh, you know, people ask me how to be on the hashtag show, blah, blah, you know, they have to have a wide range of emotion. Yeah, so I had the picture, and it's only 2 pictures, and it's just like, or it's, you know, that's it. And then it was like, but I said different things for it. So in the hashtags, I started to say things where I said bald and bearded. I said slide my DMs. I may be using this in the wrong way. Social media has now become my dating app. Blah, blah. Like I said, like hashtags like that. Spelled it out. I said it like that, right? And people are literally hitting me up like, oh, that's really funny. Blah, blah, blah. It's mostly dudes. So that's also interesting because I'm bi, so whatever, you know. And yeah. So
I don't think you've ever told me that.
Oh, yeah.
I knew because of public. Because I know it's public.
Yeah.
But, so do you go on dates with both men?
Oh, yeah. That's the thing now. Great. So I'm going on dates with guys due to the
what's your
public
type of guy?
one.
We've never talked about this.
Oh, very interesting.
Wait, the what?
It's very interesting. My type of guy? Oh, it's very interesting. I have realized that I don't want to say, like, fully, I hate when people say it, like I'm a pansexual person, but I am. I'm a person that sometimes I gravitate towards more personality than I do anything else. But yes, physically I do have something that's different.
What is it?
I'm opposites attract. So I like something that's different from me. I feel that I'm a bigger, burlier guy. I'm like
You're a bear?
Yeah.
Bear.
So I'm a bear, slimming down to be an otter, but still I'm a bear. And with that being the case, I'm like, otter is slimmer.
Smaller than a bear.
Yeah. It's just, once again, you're a dude. And, you know, you may be kind of burly, but you're a little bit slimmer.
I understood that perfectly.
You'd be an otter.
That makes perfect sense.
So, that's the thing. And it's like, with that being the case, yeah, there are names for everything, man. Remember, it's humanity. Humanity, they love to classify and put everything in a box.
I'd be an otter?
Yeah,
if I was thinking I'd be an otter.
Because you have the beard here, you're slimmer, and you possibly have, like, body hair or whatever like that. Boom, you're an otter. That's how it works. So anyway, with that
she
being
be
the
if she
case,
was,
well, she's a woman, and if anything, she'd have to be a twink, which means she's hairless and blah blah blah. Yada,
A
yada.
what?
A twink. Oh my God!
Isn't
there's
that
so much I have to
derogatory?
teach you. No, it's not.
How dare you call her a
it's
twink?
not.
I thought a twink was
is
a-
no.
I'm
See, it
defending her
depends
honor. How
on
dare
who
you call her a
takes
twink?
it. Who takes it as how they.
I'm
take
not
it.
offended,
the
but
thing
isn't that
when you
term
have
derogatory?
when you have to quote unquote
I thought you
classify
called me an
someone
otter.
in the gay community or anything like that, they even though they may say, oh, it's derogatory, trust me, when they're on Grindr, blah blah, whatever it may be, they're like, I'm a twink.
That's an
And you're
otter.
like,
Okay.
Yep,
That would be
that's fine.
me.
Flamboyant.
No. See, that's not what a twink is. A twink is physically what you are.
Oh.
Physically, as a twink, you are slim.
But wait,
you are hairless.
I'll take it.
You were told early on in your life that you were a lesbian.
All right. This is the last time I'm going to clarify this story.
Okay, yes,
I was
I wanna
not
hear this.
told I was a lesbian. At the age of 14, when I expressed zero interest in getting married, guys, I wasn't into it. I wanted to climb trees. I wanted to wear my Converse. I wanted to run around and just be a little tomboy.
My daughter.
Half of that's.
My
So-
daughter knows, but she's boy crazy.
Right, and that's fine.
is.
And I just wasn't one of those girls. I never was like, I want to get
You're a
married. I wanna-"
tomboy.
Tomboy. And so, my mom, being the sweet, supportive mother that she was, said,
Oh, she's
listen.
like, baby, if you're gay, fine, blah blah. Like one of
But
those.
like kind of yeah, and she was
Okay.
just like, "Listen, if you were gay, I wouldn't care." And I was like, "I know."
Oh,
And
okay,
I'm
cool.
not. And she's just like,
She's like, oh,
"I know, but
okay.
I'm just saying, like, if that's something that you were, I
Hey,
wouldn't
what would
care."
Toku be
and I was like,
if he was in
I'm
the gay
not.
community?
It's fine, but I'm not.
Really curious.
It's weird.
Wait, what?
Toku?
Toku close enough, I guess. Close enough to be a twink. I don't know.
He's a
Joe
twink.
the ass.
Yeah, I
Toku's a twink. Got it. Hashtag Toku
Toku,
twink.
hashtag Toku the twink. No, but so anyway, yeah, I am like due to that whole thing with which is weird for me. Like that post has like a whole lot of likes. When you actually look at who likes it, it's a bunch of dudes. It's a
Okay,
bunch
wait. So
of
clarify.
dudes.
So you said you're a big bear.
I like something that's different from me. So yeah,
Like a
I'll go
like
for an
Bambi.
otter. I'll go for an otter. I'll go for a twink.
Can we say Bambi? Like
Bambi?
tall, skinny.
Yeah, there you
Bambi.
go. There you go. For women, that's what
When
you call
we
it.
play
well,
this
no,
in
for
Disney
women,
characters.
for women, actually, that is the title. You call a woman a Bambi. Like you'd be a Bambi.
You just called her a twink.
No,
take
I
it.
said
I'll take
for
both.
gay world, yes, she'd be a twink. But in the straight, like heterosexual world, you're a Bambi.
What would I be in the heterosexual world?
You're just a guy. I don't
You're
know.
still an otter.
Yeah, you're still an otter though. That's a name that you can't have. But anyway, yeah. So I'm getting inundated with that. So it's once again dating due to social media, and it's like this is new for me.
Okay. Do you like
This is
tall,
new
skinny
for me.
tattoos, or do you like really nice dressed, or
Oh,
is there a
boy.
certain
Are
style?
you gonna pull up a picture? What are you doing now?
Yeah, why not?
Pull
Come
up
on,
pictures
we're all
so she
here.
can see.
We've already pushed our hour mark. We're just getting weird.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
getting
this
weird.
is getting
Uh,
out of control.
there you go.
Okay.
That's your type?
That's not really my type, but it was just.
I get it.
you know?
I get it. Yep.
It happens. It happens.
Cute,
I
nerdy.
think I know that guy.
Like a cute nerd.
That one, that's weird. That looks like Dawson. That's scary to me.
That looks like.
But yeah,
that
it looks like
JD's
some-
brother.
It does, right? That's scary. But yeah. He's a porn star actually. But anyway, yeah. So it depends.
Okay.
It depends. And then for women,
Are you into JD's brother?
no, not at all.
All right.
But for women, it
Is his
depends.
brother
Like
bi?
for women,
No, I don't think so.
not at all.
Oh.
No, dear God, no. Please.
Did I miss something?
Maybe,
hope
I
not.
guess.
Where
I
is
hope not.
JD? I
This is
haven't seen him in
2019,
months.
bro.
Been crazy busy. Yeah, right. It's 2019. That's the answer for everything. Whenever you're like, I don't know, you just say it's 2019, and it just works.
Can we call JD and talk about balancing relationships with?
We're not gonna.
Let's get back on topic with work balance and
Exactly.
sexuality.
Exactly.
Oh, that
Well,
was a
I don't know how
topic
that
we're
happens.
gonna get there.
But no. But work balance, life balance, relationship balancing. It's very hard to do.
Communication and make time.
That's
Wake
the
up
two.
earlier if you need an extra hour together.
No, fuck that,
Whoa!
dude. I'm not
Well,
about that life.
Well, wait, so
Just
you're not
saying.
about the work? That's BS. Because if she said, "Hey, this is what I need from you," I think
wouldn't
you,
do it.
I don't know.
Yes,
I
you
think that
would.
you
No
are
way.
a person that's like, you know what?
I just wouldn't
I
s-
do want this to work, and I think you would.
I don't know about that.
They are small sacrifices for the greater good.
Big sacrifices.
Ultimately.
Very
And the thing
small.
is, I feel with those sacrifices, like for example, the wake up early, an hour early, or something like that, you have to be able to still, once again, communication. Where it comes to, look, I'm doing this now because I know this is what you need, but I cannot continue to do this over and over and over.
To me, it comes down to
But
this.
communicate that.
What do you actually want in life? If you think that you're on this grand cusp of doing something grand, continue on with that. Everything else is going to be secondary. This is the way I look at things. if you think that you're going to get married and all you want to do is date somebody and be like a housewife or whatever it may be, sure, go on that route. The fact of the matter is this: understand what you want and do what you do. So if you can understand that you want to be a career-driven person, fucking do that. If you understand that you want to be a relationship-driven person, do that.
Still
to me,
communicate it.
Of course you do. But to me, I think that when it really comes down to it, and this is from my own experience, when it really comes down to it, if you want something, just do it. The sacrifice is going to be your relationship or your work. It's going to be a very fine line between the in-between.
You don't think you could have both? See, I disagree.
No, absolutely not.
But people have proven that. Yes. CEOs are married, and people who are crazy.
There are actors who actually have relationships that continue to go on. And there are others, of course, that break up all the time. Well, yeah, we know 50% of marriages are going to fail, but there's the 50% that are going to actually succeed, and that happens, and it happens in every field. So the thing is, with that being the case, yet you may be in a position where you may have a profession where you have to share yourself all the time, but you have to know there are moments where you have to share yourself with the ones that matter, and that's where the ones that matter need to understand that as well. So it once again still goes back to honest, truthful communication
and get into a groove. When you start building a life together, it's like, okay, let's get into a routine. I know that every
you got to build up
Thursday,
to that, yeah,
for sure,
Definitely.
yeah, but that takes time. I mean, that's not going to happen, at the drop of a head.
But I still do agree with Joe, though. You need to know what you want. Because you can't go into a relationship and be like, all right, let's just figure things out. Yeah. When you're immediately, hey, what I want is profession.
To me, I always call it by this one phrase: blinded by the bullshit. Ooh. Sometimes you're going to get blinded by things that seem really, really good, and you think, oh, I'm going to go in this direction. Though it's almost kind of like watching a movie and you know that the main character is going into the wrong thing, and you know that he should be on this path. That is blinded by the bullshit. Mm-hmm. For me, if you have a goal, stick to it. Everything else will fall into place, I promise you. Even when you think that you even are at that final line of that goal, think about it. If it's worked this far, it's going to work for you. So even if your goal is being a mom, if your goal is being a dad, if your goal is being in a relationship, follow the goal that you set your path on. But career is the same way.
Yeah.
Follow your goal, because I think career is a little bit more crucial as well. Is that I think that there's only going to be a certain amount of time where you're going to want to do a certain thing, and then you're going to age out. It's a fact. You're always going to have time to be a dad, a mom, in a relationship. To me, I think.
Because once again, we talked about that earlier. Biological clock, it ticks only so long.
Also,
once again, you can get to a person that you may have complications at 35, when everyone else usually has them at 40.
This is 26.
Blah, blah. No, I'm saying,
but in general, if you're dating a 35-year-old woman, she may be like, listen, to have a healthy baby, I would like to have it within the ages, the safe range or whatever.
Yeah,
but here's the other thing I'm going to say, because I love career as well, and I'm very much, I have a funky relationship with money, and I'm like, ugh, I want it all.
Yeah.
But here's the thing you have to think about. 20 years down the line, you're successful. Hashtag is like the new, I don't know.
I'll buy a baby.
We have our own network.
Well, that's called adoption.
No.
Let's just make sure we hold on to that. That's adoption, not buying a baby. You're not human trafficking.
Buy a baby.
No. Adoption. You want to adopt? Okay.
You want to adopt, but I'm just saying, like,
foster a baby. I'll buy a baby.
Joe, the quote's still, they can see. Stop.
What are you gonna
say?
So you have this big bad career. You launch an entire thing. Hashtag becomes a cable network, whatever.
Okay.
So then you're sitting in this big beautiful house alone, and you come home.
Why do I even want kids at this point?
Well, that's true.
Saying, and maybe you don't want a relationship.
Just like, hey.
And you might not want a relationship. I'm not even saying kids. I'm just saying
somebody
to come
home. I just want strippers to do this to.
And those strippers go home eventually.
I'm okay with that. That means I don't have to be in a relationship.
But when you're in that, when you lay down and your head hits the pillow, and at the end of your life, are you going to regret throwing away good relationships for the sake of career?
Listen,
because career doesn't matter.
If I can see Daniel Nagami do crazy things with strippers, I will do this all day long.
If you can see producer Nagami do crazy things with strippers, you're fine.
You wouldn't?
I would.
Honestly, it is something I want to see.
But I would. Yeah. But it's still irrelevant. I'm not saying I wouldn't like to see it. I'm just saying when you come back to your empty mansion and you're like, dang, I wish I had somebody to watch.
No, Daniel Nagami's gonna live with me. He's my butler. He practiced.
Really though? I don't think so. I think the thing is,
hey Nagami, did you practice to be a butler? You can be my butler.
You wouldn't be your butler.
He knows.
You pay him to just hang out.
And I just call Nagami, and he goes, Master Joe, we're ready to go with the strippers.
So rude.
Why wouldn't you have him as your turtle?
I'd come over and like set him free, cut off the chains, and just.
That'd be great. I treat him like the best person in the world.
Genie, I wish you free.
Daniel, get back in your cage.
Yes, exactly.
Don't pretend like you wouldn't come over to see the Make It Rain.
Well, it's something fun to see.
Hey, Jess, but we're doing a Make It Rain tonight. You want to come over? Yeah, I'm down.
She's like, I'm already outside.
I'll make buffalo dip. I'll
make buffalo dip.
No. I think.
I'll make my special
honestly, no, I don't disagree with you. I think that you got to kind of find a balance.
You do.
And if you're okay going, look, I want to be, my success is the most important thing, and I don't care if I come home to an empty house. That is fine, because that's what you want. That's a choice. I'm just saying, think in the future and go, what's going to matter to me at 60? What's going to matter to me at 70?
I used to view myself as the Clark Kent of the world. Now I really view myself as like the Bruce Wayne of the world.
I told you
like, I am very much like a recluse, a guy that just is in my own zone.
And that's fine. There's people who are plenty happy being that way, and that's totally okay. I'm just saying, just think ahead and just evaluate long term what's going to be important to you. Will money always be important? And if that's what you're looking for, will you be happy after you get it?
But this is the thing. As you grow and as you become either far more successful or even less successful, your goal, your ideal will change. Let's say immediately you're like, okay, right now, this is what I want. I'm going to work up to this point, and then after that, I'm just going to kind of be an executive producer, and I won't be on camera, and I'll be able to go ahead and expand and have a family, blah, blah,
right.
Yada, yada. Life happens, you know? Like what's John Lennon saying?
John Wick?
It's life is what happens while you're planning.
John Wick
right?
Didn't say that.
Isn't that it?
Yes.
Lennon,
what is the quote? Yes, life is what happens.
Life what happens while you're planning, right? Okay,
that's killed my dog.
Close enough. Yeah, and you killed my dog. That's John Wick. But no, so that's the thing. Life happens while you're planning. So the thing is, yeah, you planned, you said this was gonna happen, but then the thing, life throws you a curveball. So all of a sudden, now you met somebody. And now you're like, okay, well, all this is happening. Maybe success isn't the pinnacle idea anymore. Things change.
It can change.
So the thing is, if you're going to do anything, it's even hard to say, hey, 2048. There you go. You know, I become a white man, and Joe is sitting there as well. Actually, Nagami has now become a British white man, and Joe is now
also a British white man.
Yeah. Well, and Joe is also a British white man, and also a recluse. It can happen.
And I'm dead.
Yeah. Well, apparently, you're not. I don't know what happens to any of us. I'm Lucius Fox. There, yes. All right, I'm still alive. But
listen, I feel like it's different. I feel that like people put too much. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I know we're doing a relationship show right now, but maybe I feel that people put too much emphasis on this happy ending, or on this idealized kind of like happy ending of what things should be. This kind of like fairy tale of what things are, and life isn't like that. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you really take a step back and look at things, it's more areas of gray than people want to admit. And
sure.
And I think that with those areas of gray, what I'm trying to do is prepare you for those areas of gray. I'm not trying to idealize any kind of relationship. Listen, not everything is roses and sunshine. Things are a struggle, and things just happen.
But is it bad to have a goal?
No, absolutely not. No, not at all. But I think it's bad to idealize a goal.
Well, ultimately,
no
what a goal is, what a goal is honestly idealizing something. Well, because that's what you're
not
like.
necessarily.
This is my finish line. This is my finish line. This is what I want. My finish line is, okay, I'm going to be married.
Well, let me ask you. All right, Jess. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. When you met Jordan, what was your intentions, and what do you think your goal was going to be?
I did not want a boyfriend. I did not want to even date. I was emotionally unavailable. I was still grieving my ex at the time. I just wanted to get out of the house and see people because I was so sick of crying and just being in my own head. And at that time, my goal was the same goal that I still have, which is create content, continue to do your best, and pray that one day you get paid to do what you love, which is hosting. Mm-hmm. Whatever capacity. But again, life throws you a curveball and you're like, oh, I'm not ready for this. But when things are essentially like too good to pass up, when you have a feeling like I'm not in a good headspace right now, but there's something about this person. To me, love is always, and any type of relationship is important to me, so it's worth exploring. Mm-hmm. So it was a little bumpy start, for sure. I put him through the ringer, but my goals never changed. I
will say this, man. Fucking Jordan, man. What a trooper. No joke.
No, for real.
No, seriously.
He's been the only person that can handle it and, like, still love
I
me.
mean, I've known your ex-boyfriend, and I know Jordan, and it's just like, man.
Night and day.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Both great people, just one's better for me than the other.
Yeah, and the two different sides of the spectrum of the rainbow, right?
Totally.
And it is crazy because I feel like you found your match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With you though.
Oh boy.
You've been through the ringer too, but you were the one that was through the ringer, not so much Jordan.
It's true.
So I want to understand what do you think made you better at understanding what a relationship is?
Being honest with myself, not lying and saying everything's okay when everything's falling apart. I'm trying not to be that meme of that dog sitting in the room with the fire and saying, this is fine, because that's exactly what it was. There were moments in my relationship where I was like, this is toxic, and yet I would try to excuse it. And that's a problem.
You had a kid and you wanted to just
no, I'm talking about after the marriage. I'm talking about the most recent relationship I had.
Oh.
It was toxic.
It was
Whitney? Honestly, yes.
Oh, is that supposed to say name? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It was toxic. And it was toxic on both sides. It wasn't toxic on both sides. There were moments where it was
I didn't know if you were talking about her or the other, what's her face?
Oh,
Kimmy.
No,
sorry, I didn't mean to say that one either.
I did not. Shut up right there. I did not. Anyway, with her, yeah, it was toxic to a very far extent. So much so that I had friends, you included, producer Josh also included, and some other people in hashtag were like, she's not for you, man. Like, she is... Oh, I brought her to one party once, and everyone was like...
That was my birthday.
Yep. People were like, yo...
You were there.
This is not good.
Were Little Tokyo?
Yep.
You were there. You and Jordan both came.
From Crane.
Yeah, you were there.
She had a hat on, black girl, glasses, blah, blah. Anyway, so... She had like... Anyway, so yeah, it was not good. And it was 3 years of going through a toxic relationship. And the thing is, that's something I learned. To be able to honestly identify it and be able to speak up earlier. No longer will I be the person that's like, okay, this is a toxic relationship. Everyone is telling me and I'm the only one that doesn't notice it. That's a problem. Mm-hmm. That's something you need to be able to address. And you need to have that conversation with that person. Something I learned was, don't be afraid to have the conversation, whatever that conversation is. Because it's something that's going to make you better. If it ultimately ends with that person leaving, let it be the case.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, why are you going to suffer you being you just because of that person? What I say is, someone said it once to me, don't suffer company. Don't suffer like life and everything just to have company. Don't make your house suffer just to have company. Let your house be empty for a moment. Mm-hmm. That's probably what you need. And that's something I've learned now through going through a toxic relationship.
Yeah, for me, it's more so of I think it's the comfortability of knowing that I'm capable on my own.
Of course, and you should. I think that's a good thing to know that. And we just actually had a comment from Henry K. He said, seriously, I'm totally fine with being alone. I've done the dating thing, way too stressful, and I see so many people in unhappy relationships.
Yep.
Not sure if it's something I'm looking for. That is fine. In fact, I think that's healthy to be okay in your own skin. You do your own thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I wouldn't be cynical about love, because that can sometimes... When I was cynical about love, it just... I don't know. It made me
I can't imagine you cynical about love.
Yeah.
Like, you're rainbows and butterflies.
Before I had a boyfriend...
You and Maverick are rainbows and butterflies.
Before I had a boyfriend, I did. Because in my mind, nobody was interesting enough for me to date, right? Wow. So, because I didn't date anybody until right before I turned 19. I was like 18. My senior year is when like the first. But before that, I was like, I'm gonna travel the world and I'm gonna just do my own thing and never get married and never have kids. And I remember my grandpa sitting me down. He's like, that life is fine, but I know you, and that's gonna be a lonely life.
So
and I was like, and for me, he's right. I need alone time, but love is like the most important thing in my life. I'm talking parents, relationships, friends, family.
Yeah.
Relationships to me make my life full. So to me, it became something that was important. But being a loner is fine. It's all about what makes you happy.
Are you a hopeless romantic?
I think so, probably to some degree.
You a hopeless romantic?
I'm also a little bit realistic, but...
Not anymore. Once again, like I said, I'm holding on to that thing, which is the phrase that I was trying to say.
So I think I'm so cynical.
Don't sacrifice your house just to keep company.
I wouldn't say hopeless. I would say I'm an optimist when it comes, but I also know I've seen it end too many times badly where I'm like, I don't... Like Jordan and I want it to work. I believe it will. Does that mean it will? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
But my grandfather said it best. 52 years of marriage, and he said marriage is a crapshoot.
Yes.
It's like buying a used car.
It is.
You hope that it's running in 50 years.
Wait, time out. Didn't I say that in the beginning of this show that a relationship was like a used car? That like you're getting sold on the best parts of a car?
But the thing is, as long as you pay attention, as long as you work with the maintenance, then it will continue to serve you for the entire life.
And by the way, I've been watching a lot of this Is Us bullshit.
Oh, boy.
I love that show.
Oh, God.
Let me just tell you one thing.
Oh, God.
Sterling gets
Jack is an idealized version of what a husband should be. That's bullshit.
Kind of agree.
Yes, he is.
Ain't nobody living up to that.
There's not one person.
All I hear all day is, how come you're not Hey! He's not real, man.
I kind of agree with you. He
is someone that a collection of people have written. He is not a real person. I understand that, and I'm
not living up to that guy.
No, don't look at me. And again, and please don't get me wrong. I can't.
Then I say, how come you're not like Mandy Moore?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I didn't mean that. That just came out.
Entourage.
I think just do your best. I hope my marriage works out because I'm excited about it. I think we're strong and whatever. But, I mean, just don't have... It's like the expectations. Just do your best. You don't have to be Jack from This Is Us, but, like, if you just do your best...
Literally, my text message,
Oh, don't. No, maybe you don't want to share
No, I'm not going to share it.
You don't want to share something.
But this is our...
You don't want to say some things.
No, I'm not going to say anything. Like, this is Us text of them taking shots.
Wow.
Wait,
by the way, even when he was an alcoholic and they were doing, like, those flashbacks, he was still...
I don't care. They can see
that. No, we're good.
Like, they see that. It's just them taking shots.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's just a little...
It's good. It's good.
Cheers.
But ain't nobody living up to Jack.
Yeah,
you ain't living up to Mandy Moore. It ain't gonna happen. Here's the deal. That is an idealized. Their parenthood is an idealized parenthood.
I totally agree. I've never seen a household that calm and pretty and pretty.
Oh, there is no such thing, because the thing is, there will always be something that's going to be a speed bump.
But I'm not gonna lie.
But their speed bumps are like, Jack, this really upset me, baby. I'm sorry. Tomorrow I'm gonna surprise you, and then it's like, dude, come on.
If you're doing well,
where's the screaming?
If you're doing well, and they're a family and they have a kid, so if you're doing well. Trust me, there's a situation with the kid. So now you're both focusing on that. Then when you're both focusing on that and everything starts to finally calm down, then the situation between the guy or the situation with the girl. And if you don't have kids, it's always the situation between the guy and the girl, but it may not be them. It may be at work.
So I said
Pam at work.
I said to the girl I was dating, I was like, yo, you'd be Sterling K. Brown's wife. Like,
Beth. I love
Yeah, you'd be Beth. I was like, you'd be Beth.
Oh, but hell yeah. She's the most real one on there.
Yeah, she is. But then who would you be?
Oh,
I do love Sterling.
She thinks I'd be Kevin.
Oh, she's not.
But I love you. I really do.
Wait, what?
I love that. But I love you. I really do. That's the phrase.
You think I'd be Kevin?
Is she wrong?
You think I'd be Kevin?
I'm sorry, man. Yes. Yes.
Or Toby. You could be Toby.
I love Toby. Toby and Miguel are my favorite characters.
Okay. Miguel is great, but the thing is, I definitely think you're right. Toby would be one. If you're not Kevin, you're definitely Toby.
And Toby's a compliment because he
I fucking love Toby.
Yes, he does.
I fucking love Toby.
I do too, and he's just trying so hard.
He's trying so hard, but he's also real because he will say like, "This is really hard."
So I think somebody like JD would be like a Toby.
What?
Somebody like JD would be like a Toby.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, JD would, as far as the.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When Kevin was going through his drug problem, I was like, man, maybe I would be Kevin. I didn't go through a drug problem.
I was like, why would you say that when you're?
Because he's a loner and he's does his own thing and like he wants to date, but sometimes it doesn't work out.
This is a lot of self-reflection now.
Welcome to the This Is Us.
Literally, I had a text tonight that was like, I miss our This Is Us nights. No bullshit. And I was thinking like, you just want to keep calling me Kevin. Dude, because he's an asshole.
Have you guys watched You on Netflix?
No,
no, that garbage. Turn that off.
Oh my god!
It's about a stalker. Who would you be on This Is Us? You would be Toby.
It's like
you would be Toby.
I would be Toby. He would be Toby. I trust me. I am that guy. I will fucking.
I love Toby.
I will throw rose petals.
No, you'd be Mandy Moore.
No.
Yeah, Jess.
Mandy Moore.
In my mind, I'm Beth. In my
mind. Really?
In my mind, that's who I aspire to be.
Okay, she's like, I can.
Or would you be that one girl that goes to support group that's really thin? I'm just kidding.
Ew, the annoying one.
Once again, welcome to almost hour 2 of our retrospective.
I think we should.
This Is Us.
We gotta wrap. Sorry, guys.
Why did we do a This Is Us after show?
I don't know.
Can we do that?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I would just cry for an hour.
No, I'm not gonna. Bro, I'm not even gonna bullshit you.
I would cry.
There's been episodes that have come on that I've had to like hide my face about.
Yeah, dude.
And then why are we watching this? Let's watch Lost.
Yeah, you're like
pulling my tears away.
You're like
Randall is the best. He'll sit there and he gets the lip quiver, and then you see a single tear. And you're like,
but dude, yeah, he has a glory tear.
But it's because Randall has the best story.
Yeah,
like I think that he has the best story, but I love seeing all of them. But I think Toby's the best character.
He's fun.
Like Toby, but
that's far fleshed out.
But he cares so much about Kate.
Yeah,
he just cares so much.
But sometimes she kind of pisses me off too.
Yeah, because she's such a. That's the thing. I agree.
I'm like, dude, can't you see how hard he's working?
Yeah, he gives so much, and at moments she kind of neglects it or takes it.
That's what I thought about Mandy Moore when Jack was working so hard, and I felt like Mandy Moore wasn't like giving him enough credit.
Oh well.
Oh, see, I think they've made them perfect in the show.
But then also. Randall's dad was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in.
Once again,
hour 2 of our This Is Us episode.
Welcome to This Is Us after show.
Right? Literally, This Is Us.
I guess you would be Kate in this situation. I would Kevin. He'd be Randall.
Look, that's exactly how your face will look when you watch This Is Us. You watch the first 3 episodes.
The doctor's also one of the best characters. That delivers the babies.
The delivering the babies.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Great. Through the years, man.
I don't know. Okay, I guess I could take Kate. She's cool. I think I say thank
you.
You
wouldn't
more
be
than
Kate.
her.
You would be Mandy Moore.
Oh,
you would be Mandy Moore.
Ooh, Kate. That's something I had. That's something I said.
Oh no, you know,
I don't like
you would either be Mandy Moore. Yeah, you'd be Mandy Moore.
I can't stand that. I can't
just say thank you.
That.
Just say thank you.
At least once.
No, she'd be Mandy Moore easy. I think you would be the Mandy Moore character. Easy.
Okay, well, in my head, I'm always going to be Beth.
I definitely think, though, you would be Toby.
I'd be Toby. I can see
100%.
That. Because I will talk.
I disagree with the Kevin assessment here.
Oh, really? You do?
But you get it's like that free, like that career-driven, traveling.
Yeah.
Kevin had it rough because he was the kind of the middle child, even though he was the oldest.
Aren't you the middle child?
No, I'm the oldest.
No, you have an older sister.
I have a younger sister. And a younger brother.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I am Kevin. Holy shit. What is going on? I really am.
Should be called the mirror.
The mirror. Oh my God. We just hold it up to him, and Joe just cries for an hour.
This is terrible.
Joe looks at himself.
And
we just continue.
I'd be the Manny.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Sorry.
That's a compliment.
Oh, bro. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Elements of the.
This is ending this episode tonight.
Yes, exactly. Well, you guys.
Well, we do have a question. We're going to answer this last question, and then we're going to wrap out. Comic Realtor says, "How do physical, emotional, mental illness affect a relationship?"
Wow. Actually,
Jess, I want you to take this.
That's enough for a whole episode.
Say that one more time.
That should be the next
I want to just let it
I agree.
So, how does physical, emotional, mental illness affect? Okay.
That should be our next episode.
I can't speak on physical illness
I can.
because I'm healthy. I can speak on emotional and mental. 2 parts. Number 1, I think I've told you guys before, the way I learned to fight was different than Jordan. I'm a screamer, I'm high anxiety, I'm reactive, I'm emotional. Everything is like a roller coaster. And so I think for a while it took a minute for us to adjust, and when you start a relationship, you actually do have to teach people how to treat you. So there was things that I was doing where Jordan was like, if you lower your voice and take a breath and ask me nicely, I'm more receptive.
I'm that guy.
Where I go, yeah, but the louder I scream, the more you'll hear it. And he's like, no, that's not how it works.
Oh my God. Dude, Jordan is like the perfect person. I'm sorry, I'm saying this.
No,
because
I know.
that is amazing to be able to communicate that. As a man,
Very thorough.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Very
I like
that
that.
is huge.
Because I kept doing it, and then I would get mad when the results weren't happening, and he's like, the louder you scream, the more I turn you out.
Yes.
Because
And that's
I refuse to be spoken to
Wait a minute,
that
I say
way.
that, and I don't hear that
Because you don't
response.
say it the same way.
But when you put it in a way that makes me
Shut the
understand.
fuck up, you're too loud.
There you go. That's
But
it.
you know, he's seen me have meltdowns on the bathroom floor. He's seen me freak out every other day over this, that, or the other thing. And I think, you know, at first I was embarrassed about it because you don't really want to show somebody that side of you. But if you are in a trusting, happy relationship, I think to be, like we talked about last week, there's something, or 2 weeks ago, there's something to be said about being seen and being loved for all of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And mental illness is, it's you have it or you don't, and if you have it, then you just deal with it. It doesn't make you a bad person, it doesn't make you a less desirable, unattractive person. It just makes it a part of your personality, and so then you just have to be aware of it. And I do think, though, if you are the one with the illness, you do have a responsibility. It is your responsibility to not use it as a crutch to treat them poorly. So as long as you have that, please, you know, that you're getting your needs met and you're communicating and they trust and love you, seeing all the parts of you, but you're also not using that as an excuse to be toxic. And you can like for instance, there's times when I'm like, I'm having a freak out. I'm going to call you vile names. I need to go take a walk. And so then he knows we're not going to talk right now. I got to go take a drive and then I'll be okay. But so I'm like learning to catch myself when I want to take it out on him, because he's not my punching bag, and your partner shouldn't be your punching bag.
That's a great point. I honestly don't feel I'm qualified enough to even comment on this, because I'll be honest with you, I haven't really had to deal with any of these. So yeah, I'm gonna just move on to you.
I've dated a paraplegic. I've also dated someone who's bipolar, and literally bipolar. They've been diagnosed, etc., etc. And with that being the case, everything you just said is right on point.
So then why don't we do something special and make this next episode about that?
Yeah.
I'll just kind of be here.
You'll ask questions. You'll field it.
Yeah. I'm sure you have experience.
No, I actually don't.
No, see, but that's the great thing. Since you haven't experienced it, you'll be able to.
But I can learn.
So how does this work?
I can learn.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
I can learn.
That's a good one.
I mean,
if you guys have any
like
other questions regarding that was a really good question.
That was a really
great
good
question. Great way to end on.
Let it be said that next week's episode will be
physical illness, mental illness,
and
how does that affect your relationship? I'm on with that.
And I've never physical. That'll be interesting to hear about, because I have no experience with that.
That's going to be next week on Quest for Player 2. We are so happy that you joined us tonight.
Where can they find you?
At least the majority of you, because I'm probably going to be in a lot of shit tonight. You can find me at that hashtag Joe on all social media. Jess, where can we find you?
You can find me at Jess_Heidenreich.
Daniel?
You can find me on that hashtag show. Just pretty much look for that hashtag show, and somewhere I'll be on it. That's it. I don't have to bring up myself. Hashtag show.
Well, it's obviously Battlestar Galactica.
Well, yeah. Fine. Battlestar Galactica on Instagram, because I don't really use too much Twitter, but it's that hashtag.
But guys, we do appreciate you joining us tonight, and these conversations are going to be free-form. They're going to be flowing. It's going to be the three of us just talking about life mostly. And we're not experts, but anything that we can give you guys in form of advice from our life experience is what we're going to provide you. And that's what we are going to do here at that hashtag show. But thank you so much for joining us this week, and we'll be back next Tuesday right here at Quest for Player 2 on that hashtag show. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending
in geek pop culture.